So this is a kickback. A kickback is like a burpee minus the push-up part of it. So you basically come to the ground, kick your feet back, bring your feet up, jump and clap. Another way you can do this is by stepping back. So instead of kicking your feet back, you step back and then jump back through, bam. Big thing with this is stay rigid through your stomach. So basically flex through your midline and your abs. We don't want to be sagging the hips there too much, irritating that back. So this is a push-up and the different variations of a push-up. Basically, you're gonna look to get your body out nice and flat, good, pretty plank here. You go all the way down till your chest touches the ground, and you press all the way back up to your elbow locks out. Rather than shortening up the range of the push-up, so don't do a half push-up, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go to your knees. You do a push-up where you go to your knees, touch your chest to the ground, come back up. So you make it a little bit easier with where you're holding. Another thing you can do is you can elevate that. You can even go on your knees and elevate it. So go over, she'll show you on the box here. So you basically go on your knees, elevate it up, go down till you touch your chest. But the same thing applies. We want the same range of motion. Chest touches the object, elbows lock out at the top. That's our push-up and some variations. So this is a pull-up and the variations that you're gonna have from a pull-up. A basic pull-up, all we're looking to do is go from a hanging position to your chin up and over the bar. We can do a strict pull-up, you can do a gymnastics kip pull-up, you can do a butterfly pull-up, you can do an L pull-up. There's all kinds of different pull-ups we can do here. The other thing we can do to scale for this is a jumping pull-up. So you get something where you can jump and then lower yourself down, jump up and then come back down. If you notice the speed she came back down, it's important that we don't do too many slow lowers. So in a workout, make sure you're not resisting that too much. You come down nice and fast. The range of motion stays the same though. Her elbows stay locked out, her chin goes over the bar, and then she locks out her elbows again once she gets down to the bottom. Another scale we could do would be a banded pull-up, where you put your foot in a band here. You go there, you cross your feet, come up, and then come back down. So always make sure you're varying up what kind of scale you're using for the pull-ups. Banded is a fantastic way to go. Another scale we can do is a ring row. A ring row you can do either with 2 rings or a single ring. And the idea is that you keep your arms straight, you pull up till your chest hits the rings, then you come back down. Now to make this harder, you walk your feet to where your body is more flat. To make this easier, you walk your feet back to where you're a little bit more at an angle. So this is a ring row and a couple scales that we can do in as well. Ring row is an awesome movement, but basically you look to get either 1 ring or 2 rings. You lie back to where your arms are straight and your body is nice and straight as well. So this would be a sagging hip. You want your body straight. Then you pull your chest up till it hits the rings. Then you come back down. To make this harder, you walk your feet this way. To make it easier, you walk your feet this way. This is a ring row. You can also do a jumping pull-up, which is basically holding onto the bar up there. You jump, pull your chin over, come back down. You can also do an upright row with a set of dumbbells. So if all you had was a set of dumbbells, you could hold it here, keep the shoulder open, upright row, come back down. So you can do it 1 arm, or you can do it 2 arms, or you can alternate, it's up to you. But that's an upright row. And the ring row, and a couple other scales. This is a bent over row, and there's a number of ways we can do this. You can do it with your legs, even with each other, and just bend over and hinge at the waist. Go in 1 arm and just pull this up to the torso there. Or you can do this where you take kind of a lunge stance, kind of athletic, put the hand on your leg to support yourself and pull it up all the way into the chest there. Or you can put your hand on a bench and you can pretend that you're out on a bench here like this, lounging, put your knee up, put your hand up, and get the row in like that, super gangster style. Whatever you gotta do, we're looking to get the body as flat as possible and pull all the way to it. Try not to let too much twisting happen. It's not like a body twist going on in there. And also as you're doing anything, keeping that back nice and flat. Try not to round out and make it like a weird monkey bent over row thing. Bent over row, not bent over monkey grabs coconut through hole. Bent over row. So this is an air squat, one of the movements you'll find yourself doing a whole bunch, but we've got a couple things to look at. First, we got the stance. Stance is gonna be about a shoulder width stance, so your heels are in line with your shoulders. The toes are gonna be slightly pointed out, depending on your level of flexibility. You might be able to turn them in a bit, but just slightly out. The weight's gonna be balanced about the foot, not too far back in the heel, not in the toe, more midfoot. And the idea here is you send your butt back and down and go all the way down till your hip is clearly below your knee. Looks like this, back and down, till when you look down at this, and Cheryl's little tiny short legs here, your hip is clearly below the knee, okay? Now stand on back up. Standards are important. They're important for life. They're also important for movement. So make sure you're trying to do your very best, if you can move pain-free, to keep that weight back and down and keep going all the way down until the hip crease is clearly below the knee. Another thing to look at in the squat is making sure we're not going way up into our toes or anything crazy like that. It's just staying back in those heels, flat-footed, and going all the way down. Now another thing is, stand all the way up at the top. So this is all the way up. Show me not all the way up, which is kind of bent. Nice, okay. That's not all the way up. Try to stand all the way up at the top. If you need to feel what that feels like, just go ahead and squeeze your butt, not with your hand, but with your actual butt muscles, and that'll help you feel that top position. And that's what we got. That is the air squat.